this party going. Yay.
So, Ricky, how often should I watch these sweatbands? Because I haven't watched them.
I don't know.
I'm like, well, in the dead of summer when it's like end of July, I'm really sweating bullets in this.
I
In this
feel
sweat.
like when we go to SummerSlam, you are going to need those.
That's a good. You know what? I'll pack them just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
Because I
That's
will.
so
I will
cool.
still be in Hoboken. So getting back and forth to MetLife shouldn't be the end of the world.
No, I got to figure out if I just crash at you and Jazz's place for the weekend.
Yeah, we got an extra room. We got an extra
Yeah,
bed.
might as well, because I'm just like, number one, I know for a fact I don't want to take mass transit to MetLife.
Well, taking it to MetLife isn't the problem. It's
Going back.
Taking it back.
Yeah.
Because at WrestleMania, the trains they stopped running. But
yeah.
I think it's probably what 7 to 10 to show each
Something
night.
like that. Yeah.
7 to 10:30. So I think the trains maybe stop running at 11.
Maybe.
Which, no, driving is the way to go.
Yeah.
But it's going to take forever to get in there and even longer to get out.
Well, we go there early. It won't be that big of a deal. We can just find a tailgate or tailgate ourselves and just have a fucking ball.
Yeah.
Getting out is not really an issue for me because, like, if I'm staying with you and Jazz, we're already in Jersey. So
yeah, I mean, it's just us two, right? Going.
Yeah. So far, yeah.
Hell yeah.
No one else has told me anything otherwise. So we'll see how it goes.
I think we asked the Vaz family on air, and they said they weren't going to be there.
Something like that. I mean, I forgot they're doing something. Johnny's like in a band now. It's actually kind of nuts.
He's in high school, right?
I think so. He is. He definitely is.
I think that's what he finished his freshman or sophomore year or something ridiculous.
He might be going on to be a senior. I don't know. It's I gotta double check these things, to be honest with you. I really gotta figure it out. Wow, those viral videos really did help our.
Oh, let me check.
They're both at 1.6. It looks like the shorts.
I'm not logged into our YouTube account anymore.
That's odd.
Let's see if I add account.
Yeah, they're both at 1.6 and
okay,
a lot of likes.
Oh, you know what it was? Because I switch back and forth between YouTube accounts all the time.
Oh.
And classic YouTube. Okay, skip all this. The switch account button is right next to the sign out button. So, and when you sign out, it doesn't just sign you out of that YouTube account. It signs you out of all of your Google accounts, every single one of them.
Damn.
And I have a lot. I have a lot of Google accounts. Let me count them. Let me see. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. I'm only managing. I mean, there's my personal one, and then there's the 2 podcast ones.
Well, I mean, there's the 2 podcast ones, which I rarely look at.
I touch them usually.
So. One for work. That's the YouTube channel.
1 for your business.
1 for actually I have 2 for the business. So a regular Gmail that I don't use, that I originally used, then the G Suite domain name address. So I switched. And then my regular Gmail, and then my spam Gmail.
Okay. That's a lot.
It's like when you're signing up for something you definitely aren't going to look at or ever do, but you don't feel bad saying no. You give them a spam email.
Yeah.
It's WA_Tarashuk at Gmail. But honestly, ironically, that's the first Google account I made. So that's my main Google account for like everything.
Okay.
So like my YouTube main account is under my spam email.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Well, yeah, I don't have that many accounts.
Yeah, my Google account management system is very, very bizarre. And then Jazz had the great idea of making a Gmail only for wedding stuff. So it's Jazz and Williams Wedding at Gmail. I'm like, that is a great idea, so we don't lose shit.
Yeah, but then you have to check it all the time.
Yeah, that is annoying. This is one more tab I always get, because I always keep email tabs open.
Oh, okay.
So, well, only the 2. I got the business and my personal that I always keep open at all times.
Mm-hmm.
My calendar, a few, like the Drive client tracking sheet, and then like a Word Google Doc of like where I'm at with the latest client for Willie T. Another Google Doc, because I helped Nash write some articles for his blog, a video game thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I have 3 extra tabs open for the wedding stuff. 2 YouTube tabs, LinkedIn, and now just whatever else I got. So speed test and restream.
I was about to say, what is your RAM like these days?
Oh, dude, I got 32 gigabytes of RAM, and the monitor's so
Okay.
big. Like the monitor's so big, I can read all the tabs.
Okay, so that's not the worst
So
thing
it's
in the
not like
world.
I'm like, where the fuck? I'm not. I have no problem finding things.
Okay, well, that's good.
My bookmark tab, my bookmark bar, is super important.
Mhm.
Dude, Google management, Google organization is so important.
Yeah, Googs is just a wild organization at this point. Absolutely wild. I the thing about Google is I also notice that they'll make, like, 2 or 3 of the same exact app and call it different things,
Yep.
and then consolidate it later. I'm just like, "You guys
Yep.
are idiots,"
You
but
guys are dumb.
genius. Kinda genius, though.
I mean, if they hear the thing, if they get VC funding for all three of them, yeah, it's a complete win.
Yeah.
And they consolidate, find out what works, and consolidate. In fact, it actually sounds pretty brilliant.
Yeah, that they've done it for years. Started
Although,
figuring
do
out
you
the pattern.
see when you Google something, let me just like Google something real quick, right? And you go like over to AI mode next to like the all, it just
Mhm.
gives you a full brand new like web page. And it's honestly, dude, it's way better. It is so much better than the traditional Google search. So like the other day I was Googling um an Oblivion bug. And
Okay.
it was
For,
like, "You
like, the
wanna
game
try AI
Oblivion?
mode?" And it wouldn't let me not do it. So there was a bug that was causing my game to crash or whatever.
Gotcha.
'Cause they just had a new update. I'm like, "Well, motherfucker." So, and
Yeah.
then it's like, "Wanna try an AI mode?" And it told me exactly what I need to do to fix it, and I didn't have to click any links. I was like, "This is Google found it."
Nice. Yeah, I use Gemini, because Gemini's on their phones, and that's, like, their core AI system for most
Yep.
people.
Gemini's
So,
cool.
Gemini's awesome. Gemini helps me with emails. Like, I'm trying to plan so I went to Australia, like, 20 or so years ago.
Mhm.
Stayed there for like a month with this group called People to People. It's like a government funded organization shit. Um, and we're trying to do like a 20-year reunion, which is kind of wild because I'm really fucking old apparently. Um, and so I was like, "Hey Gemini," and have a full blown conversation on my phone. Be like, "Hey, what are some Australian like restaurant places? Are they gluten free? Like, do they have vegetarian options?" And it just like talks to me like a regular freaking person.
Yep, yeah, it's great. No, it's
Mhm.
incredible.
It is
Uh,
incredible. And then like
Gemini is great. ChatGPT is also pretty good.
they just got a contract with the Pentagon, or OpenAI did.
Oh, for fuck's sake, of course they did.
Yeah, I read
Um,
that this morning. I was like, "Oh, here we go."
but
Oh,
ChatGPT lets you upload things. So,
I've heard about that,
like,
yeah.
if you put our YouTube link to the live show and it was
Mhm.
like, "Find me 5 to 7, 2 to th like, give me 5 5-minute segments from this show
Yeah,
with time codes," and it'll just do it.
yeah. It's wild, but yeah,
The
any,
upload
like,
feature for ChatGPT is huge, but I think
Gemini
Gemini is the better engine.
Gemini's fun. Gemini also helps me with reply emails.
Yep.
So I've been talking to a restaurant, and they gave me, like, 3 things. It's like, "You okay with this? Do you wanna ask for, like, more information?" And it just, like, compiles it for me.
Oh, yeah. No, it's great.
Yeah.
You just go in and just change a few words if you want it to sound more like you or
Or add more
whatever,
details.
or add more details or expand on. There's a service called Cast Magic,
What do
which
I feel
is
like I've heard about?
it's actually pretty crazy. So when they were in beta, like a year and a half ago, they
Mhm.
reached out to me to see if I would be a beta tester or try it out or whatever, free week or whatever have you. And that's when I'm talking with Tarashuk. I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, cool, I'll try it out. So what you do is you take like an audio file, like a podcast,
Okay.
you upload the audio to their web system. It'll transcribe it for you. You can assign speakers to it, and
Oh,
then
so it's like a free transcription service almost.
but plus, because it also has like a ChatGPT feature, you can type something in, like write me a LinkedIn post for this on this and that based off this episode. It'll
Oh,
do
okay.
that, but then it also has this other section where you can it literally just makes in drafts like questions to ask, time codes, like clips to cut, highlight reels, like LinkedIn threads, an intro for the podcast, different titles you can have it for the episode. It's
Mhm.
just so fucking expansive. And I remember I was just like, I could use this one day. And I was like, so after the travel over, the guy was like, well, what'd you think about it? I'm like, yeah, it was great, but it's not something I would purchase right
Right
now. I
now,
think I
yeah.
think the app needs to be developed a little, this, that, and the other. He's like, I understand. Thanks for the honest feedback. I'm gonna offer you a lifetime um like subscription. That's like House's last sale. You get a lifetime subscription for like $80 one time. You can keep it for life, like this basic package.
So did you take it?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I took it.
I was about to say.
I'm like, hell yeah, dude. 5 years from now or 2 years from now, which is where we are today, this app is going to be the tits. And it's great because like I had to like create because we're launching a podcast for work. And I had to create, I have 7 episodes in the bank and I had to create titles and descriptions for them. And I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to use. So I uploaded it and I was like, okay, let me ask my team, like, what kind of format do you want for this description? And sent me to one we've already used. So I was like, okay, I can recreate this format based off the different sections of like the questions to ask, the intro, and make a description following that format through the pieces I get from Cast Magic. It's fucking crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, AI is just like, yeah, no, this is totally going to take jobs, but it's going to make people way better at their job at the same time.
Yeah, it's going to be a push and a pull and whatnot.
Yeah, right. I'm not an AI doom and gloomer, but I'm definitely cautious about AI for sure.
Yeah, it's all about like if you ever seen any sci-fi movie like iRobot or Terminator, like you understand like this could get out of hand real quick.
It's like,
you don't have parameters.
Okay, the robots are all going to kill us. It's like, yeah, but you can also build one. You know what I mean? Like you can also use it, and learn it, and way to use it, like figure out how to use it to your advantage. So it's like if you're going to die from AI, it's like, well,
you asked for it.
You have some agency, is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, just making a person their own creator. All right. So let's just get the show on the road. This is kind of a very big transitional week, but I think it's going to be a fun week because there are some pretty core things that happen. Some likely unlikely returns and another unfortunate injury, which derails evolution a bit too.
I know. I'm bummed. I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah. She was about to be on a roll.
The run of her career.
Yeah, about to be on a roll for like the second year in a row again. So we will see what happens. And I have an interesting theory about this too and how it ties in to her lover on screen. So give us 3 minutes. Some would say 3 minutes. Yes, 3 minutes, and we'll be back to start the show. Yeah, we'll fix that one and post later. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 411, The Magic of Live Broadcasting. Anywho, I am your host, King Ricky Rose. Thank you guys for joining us. With me this week, the founder, proprietor, someone who I hope's internet doesn't go out because I will have to monologue until it comes back again. Will Tarashak, how are you?
Well, I mean, I said last week you got 20 minutes of good time, so let's make the most of it.
Yeah, we're gonna try. No kayfabe. Kayfabe is off for the week, or Slage and K, as I more eloquently will say. Slage and K is off for the week. So we will reconvene with them next week when we do a bigger giant prediction show. Please, if you like what you are listening to, like what you are watching, especially Will's headband that I got for him from Toronto, please make sure
Wristbands.
and wristbands. That's true. Would have been a shirt, but we were a little bit lackadaisical on that one, which would have been really funny. Because there is somebody out there that is buying all of the custom John Cena shirts for all of the appearances.
Oh yeah,
There is somebody,
100%.
and that's a lot of money. I bet you it's Green Shirt Guy
They're gonna make up someone's wall somewhere,
or a quilt. It's
or a
gonna be a
quilt.
quilt.
A quilt would be
A quilt
cool.
would be dope.
The quilt would be cool.
Yeah, the quilt would be really, really dope. And anyway, like, share, subscribe, leave us 5-star reviews. Links, all of that stuff is in the description below. Before we get into any wrestling, obviously, shameless plug, we do have a brand new merchandise store, as we have mentioned in the previous couple of weeks. It is wrestle-addict-radio-shop.4fold.com. I know that is a lot. The link to that, a very short link that you can click in the description of the audio or video of this episode. If you go there and purchase some stuff now, you will get 15% off of your purchase automatically as our kind of grand opening of our new store. And if your order is over $75, you will get free shipping. That over $75 free shipping will be more of a permanent feature for us. And we'll have sales here and there. We'll be adding a lot more merch in the future. It's pretty basic. We got shirts, hoodies, dad hats, all that fun stuff. I'm gonna be making a big purchase probably this week, seeing I paid off my credit card and I get points for clothing purchases. So yay. So there's that. So purchase yours. Will, I think we have your Willie T stuff up there. I believe we created it.
I believe so. I can check.
Yeah. And double check. I think it's there. I believe it's all there. Like, I have King Rico Zay merch there, Kings of the Rings, Young Lions Perspective, Fretzelmania, Brace for Impact. All of the podcasts are represented in their own sections of the store, which is really great. So it's a one-stop shop for anything Wrestle Addict Radio. And specifically for this month, it being Pride Month, we are introducing the Pride 2025 collection. Okay, good. Where all proceeds will go to the Trans Lifeline. So if you purchase from this specific collection, the proceeds from that will go to Trans Lifeline, which is the first ever crisis hotline for trans individuals, which is also run by trans individuals. Kayfabe would have more information on it, and I didn't pull it up. I know I'm very bad me Kayfabe. I'm very sorry, but it is all there. Listen back to the other episodes. I know Kayfabe has all the information on it, and I apologize for not having it at the moment because I thought Slage and K was going to be in this one, but it is here. It's going to be up for the next couple of weeks. I know Kay bought some stuff from this line, and that merchandise should be coming at the end of this week. I was talking to
I'm buying the dad hat as we speak.
Are you really?
Oh, hell yeah.
The KOTR one?
No, the Willie T one.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, once this hat gets officially retired, yeah, I'm gonna buy the old OG one.
That makes sense.
But I love this hat. I'm never gonna actually throw it out, but
when you make a purchase, when you make a purchase, I can send you a thank you video. So there's an option on Fourth Wall that, because I have the app, and so I can send you a video message saying thank you for your purchase, and I see what you purchased.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so if you get a video message from me, it'll probably be me cursing you out or saying something about the Yankees and not about anything you purchased at all.
Save $2.80 when you're an active Twitch sub. That's pretty cool.
Yes, that's also true. Yeah, we do have special Twitch subscription. It's very customizable. I'll have to send you through it at one point when we're not on there. But yes, do check out some of our Pride merch and some of our regular Wrestle Addict Radio merch. Links to all of that are in the description below. So, with that being said, let's get into some crazy wrestling news. Hey, Frets, how are you? Frets is at work. Have a good stream. We definitely will have a good stream. It's Dingo and the baby tonight, me and Willie T.
I'm the dingo.
You are the
Can it be dingo? No, can it be a dingo and the doofus? I'm a doofus.
I think we can do Dingo and the Doofus. That's fine with me.
That's a good episode title.
Dingo and the Doofus? Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it. I like it. It's good. So let's get into some wrestling. Wrestling was actually pretty interesting this week. It's a transitional week for most of pro wrestling. However, we did get one major thing like CM Punk following John Cena wherever he goes. John Cena showed up on SmackDown, as that's the show he's supposed to be contracted to as the WWE World Champion, and Punk followed him to Kentucky. And pretty much in the middle of the show, because there were two John Cena segments. John Cena had a segment with Cody and Randy and Ellie and I and everybody else on the third. And then the second segment, I can see you just purchased it. It just came up the notification on my
Yep.
phone.
Got it. Let's go, baby.
um, John Cena came out again. And this is after R-Truth had just attacked him. I love this new This Is R-Truth. So I remember, Will, when you brought up how R-Truth was Ron Killings, you're like, he's a killer. It's like, is this what you were talking about?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, he's more mean mugged. I love that he cut his hair. I love that he's just always shirtless because he's jacked. He's jacked, even though he's 53. Like he looks phenomenal.
Looks great.
He's intense. I mean, he's over. So yeah, this is a throwback to what he originally was in TNA. I think I've never watched him, but this is like the highlights and what I expected to see Ron Killings.
Well, TNA did put up that like hour-long history of Ron Killings in TNA.
Yeah.
So it could be up there.
Yeah, it's like here's a preview for what you're gonna get, and it's working. It's good.
Yeah. And so CM Punk interrupts John Cena looking for R-Truth after R-Truth beat his ass. And CM Punk just lays into Cena. This is after Cena essentially retconned his whole heel run, being like, I'm a mastermind. I'm 5,000 steps ahead of everybody, you know, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, oh, this would have been great 2 months ago, but okay. Yeah. And then Punk came out, broke the fourth wall real quick, and was like, listen, this is about to get real, and just lambasted Cena to the point where he was like, going to Saudi's not going to stop me from beating your ass. He goes, all you're doing is just, you're playing my hits. You're being the best version of me that I ever was. You know, he's like, you're just copying me. This is not what anybody wanted.
Yeah,
it was brilliant.
It's weird that Cena just took it. You know, he didn't even bother to respond. He was just like, okay, get it all out there. And it's just like, but you're the heel. You're supposed to respond or do something. Be heelish.
That was one of the craziest things about it, was that he like John Cena, especially face John Cena, was the most heelish face ever when it came to promos.
Yeah. What he should have said, if I was going to mimic you at your best, I'd put a mask on, shave people's heads, and form a cult. Bam. It's just like, okay, but it's like CM Punk, the best you wasn't even that. Like, it was the most popular you, but the best you was straight edge society. Kills Punk, man.
Yeah, it was. Oh man, it was great. But he laid into him. He's like, I've always hated you. Blah 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 blah. You know, he's like, I'm here to kind of save everybody from you.
I mean, he is completely saving the heel run by carrying this feud.
Yeah, Punk literally said, "Here comes CM Punk to make your title run relevant again." I was like, "Wow,
yeah."
But he's correct.
Happening. Where's the lie?
He's absolutely correct.
Where's the lie? I mean, his heel run has been.
Yeah.
Like it's not to the point where I'm like, man, this sucks. Like, because I still want to see where it's going and what happens. Like, I'm still interested. I'm still vested. But I'm like, I'm not like feeling it either. Like, out of the top best things in WWE, this is probably second or third.
Yeah, something like that. My favorite Punk was calling Jeff Hardy a crackhead on weekly TV. That was a good punk.
That happened a lot. That happened a lot.
That did happen a lot. My only gripe with this is that why couldn't this be the SummerSlam build? I'm still holding out hope that this might be the SummerSlam build.
Yeah, I agree completely.
You know.
Yeah, it's WWE was on such a good roll. Like, because that break from Rumble to Mania was very big, very big.
Yeah.
and very good. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's just like, okay, you're in such a good role to SummerSlam, but you're blowing your load on the Saudi show.
On Night of Champions, yeah.
And it's like, you kind of did the same thing with like Saturday Night's Main Event too. After
Yeah.
WrestleMania, it's just like there's too many shows.
Too many sideshows, yeah.
Yes,
It's a very
too many
loaded
pit stops.
schedule.
Too many pit stops.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm still holding out hope that this is SummerSlam because of Ron Killings continually messing with Cena.
Yeah.
Like I really hope like either one Punk gets quote unquote taken out and Ron Killings steps in. Although they're having that blow off on SmackDown where it's Ron Killings, or they're still calling him R-Truth versus Cena on SmackDown, but that also could be a red herring. Because to be honest with you, like even if you're like a casual or not, you still know about Cena and Punk. And I think Cena and Punk headlining MetLife for SummerSlam is
it's
very simple.
one night, night one, night two, either or. Probably
Doesn't
night
matter.
two. Doesn't
Probably
matter.
night
But
two.
yeah, it doesn't matter. If Roman's not there, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. I think like that's like if it's Cena Punk one last time, New York, New Jersey would be amazing for that.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Absolutely amazing. But we'll see. As of right now, it's still on. A lot can happen in a week when we go to the preview show. Yep. So we will definitely leave it at that. So, but right now, Punk got me invested 100% with that run promo. Like I was like, wow, he did it again. Like he did it again.
Best in the world, dude.
Yeah.
He is just good at good at verbally telling a story with hidden meanings that are just obvious enough for you to know what he's talking about.
Exactly. And it's beautiful for it. So, all right. So last week we revealed that we're getting Okada, Omega at All In. Winner take all. Kazuchika Okada, the AEW Continental Champion, Kenny Omega, the AEW International Champion, champion versus champion, winner takes all. However, there's a little bit of a twist will that we discovered. During the contract signing during AEW's Summer Blockbuster, which came after the week where AEW had Fyter Fest, which by the way, Fyter Fest and Summer Blockbuster were combined Dynamite and Collision shows on the same night, Wednesday, and it was 4 hours long.
Jeez.
Both shows.
That's too much, man. I see. I just sit back just listening to that because that made me tired.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Be that as it may, during I think Summer Blockbuster, it was revealed that this is not only going to be champion versus champion, Will. It's going to be title unification.
Better. AEW needs less titles. So this is a step in the right direction. I like it. It's a lot better.
This is going to be called the AEW Unified Championship. Well, for the first time ever that you're going to see this, hold on. This is the AEW Unified Championship that they will be fighting for at All In. What are your initial thoughts on this?
I love the name. I do. I genuinely do love the name. Like you know, we say like AEW needs something that's completely different and unique compared to WWE.
Yeah.
Unified Champion is a lot better than Universal, right? When WWE tried to do something new. Like, and if all the ones that are taken,
it's to the point.
It is. It's a very clean, clever, unique idea that hasn't been done in wrestling. So when you can do that this deep into wrestling history, I tip my hat to you. It's great.
I do.
The
love
belt looks great too. It's old school. It's a good mixture of like old school belts and a modern AEW look. So it's a beautiful belt.
So you want to know what's really funny about this that people have pointed out? It looks like the original AEW Women's Championship.
Oh my god!
Just a little bigger.
A little bigger.
Yeah. Which like I like, which for me, like I enjoy, like, although I think sometimes they have way too many belts, I do enjoy AEW's belt designs for their champions. I think they're really nice.
Yeah.
I think they're crafted really well. So for this one, I'm just like, it's okay, but I like the style that they had before. What's also interesting to me about this is more so the lineage of this belt. Because remember, the Continental Championship is like 3 titles in one.
Yeah.
You know?
And then the Intercontinental title.
So, which was originally the All Atlantic Championship.
Right.
It was All Atlantic, even though it had a Japanese flag on it, which was fucking hysterical. And then it turned into the International Championship, and now it's going to be part of his unified championship lineage. So, like, it's going to be messy. How they talk about the lineage
everyone's
of
cousins.
this.
They're all
Yeah,
cousins.
everybody's a cousin. What's very interesting on this that you don't see, so there's 2 other side plates, and to honor the fact that it's coming from Okada and Omega to unify this, so one side
That's what
plate
that
isn't.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, I get it.
one side plate is a
It's the East and
is
the
a
West.
picture. Well, no, not even that. One side plate, one like the secondary side plate, closer to the belts, the loops, and shit, or whatever, is going to be a picture of these like no face wrestlers. One hitting the one winged angel, and one hitting the Okada's clothesline finisher.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that apparently those side plates are going to stay forever.
Cool.
So it's interesting little thing. I like that it's gonna give us one less championship. So currently, right now,
Oh god.
for the men's,
back again.
currently right now for the men's, we have the AEW World Title, which has not been seen in months because John Moxley keeps it in the briefcase. Whatever. After All In, you'll have the Unified Championship, which should now actually be the secondary title. Okay. Then you'll still have the TNT title, which is roaming around somewhere. And then you have the Tag Team Championship and the Trios Championships. So for the men's division, it's going to be 5, which isn't the worst.
That's a lot.
They really need to get rid of a TNT title.
Yeah. Don't stop naming things at the network. See, dumb name. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Even WWE is like, man, we're not that much of a corporate. Well, we are that much of a corporate whore, but that's a little on the
nose. I did notice while watching, I think I was watching Fyter Fest, AEW did start doing sponsorships on their turnbuckles too.
Make that money, dude. I mean, I get it. I fucking hate it, but I get it.
Yeah, I get it. Did you watch SmackDown when they brought out one of the tables for like the final match? The Slim Jim table.
I'm just like, guys.
I will say I don't like it, but Joe Tessitore called it great. he didn't miss a beat.
Slim Jim, like
no, he was like, "Oh my god, they brought out the Slim Jim table," and I was like, "That's a great call." I don't care. It's so good. It's so good.
The thing is, though, how many they have to charge more for a table to break with their name on it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because like that's the thing that's going to go viral, potentially.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I mean, it's such good marketing. So like as a business owner and like someone who likes how businesses work and operate and make money, I'm like, yeah, it's fucking crazy and it's awesome and I respect the shit out of it. As a fan though, I'm like, I hate all of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your product is now worse for me as a fan. But I get it. So
listen, if they are in debt as much as they say they are, man, hey, fuck it, do it.
Yeah, exactly too. Which made me wonder. I was like, after I was like learning about that story, I was like, huh. We hear all the time about personal debt or medical debt or individual debt and governmental debt, federal debt. We never hear anything about debt from the private sector.
This is true.
You think like how much you think Tesla's in debt?
I don't know.
Are they? Are they in debt? I have no idea, but I would really like to know. Like, yeah. Okay. If TKO, which has a high stock price, is going up, is in a lot of debt, and why is the stock price up?
Yeah.
How's the business operate and run and work? So I want to know who else is in debt.
I'm interested. Yeah, I'm very interested in that too. So we'll definitely see what happens with that. But moving on to a little bit of updates on the King of the Ring tournament, the fastest running King of the Ring tournament ever.
I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan. I think it's great. I love the Fatal 4-Ways. I loved all of them.
Yeah, the last night's Fatal 4 was freaking great.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy. Just a lot of meat in the ring. And then there was Jey Uso. Like he
was just too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. So the final 4 is this. Sami Zayn from Raw will be facing Randy Orton from SmackDown. Cody Rhodes from SmackDown will be facing Jey Uso from Raw. The 2 winners, which will be figured out by the time we do this show next week, will face off at Night of Champions, and we'll preview who wins that. Reminder: the winner of this gets a championship opportunity at SummerSlam. My only gripe is I like the tournament is what it has to be because it's kind of rushed because again they have a lot of shows that they're trying to pack in the summer. My only gripe is that why doesn't Raw face Raw and SmackDown face SmackDown
Well, I'll
in the
tell you
semis?
why. So this is my fantasy booking. Here's what I think's going to happen.
Uh-huh.
I mean, because Goldberg's coming back to retire, essentially, right?
Yeah.
So you have to take the belt off of Jay for that moment because that's a money match. Even though it was on Saturday night's main event, it's going to bring people to watch, old people to watch the fucking show.
Yeah.
But you kind of buried Jey Uso as your champion. So how can you make up for that? Well, he needs a bit of an edge, right? He needs a little more character, a little more grit to get to make it believable that he's going to take that title back from Gunther. That's the build to SummerSlam. But in order to do that, he needs to overcome and kill his two best friends, Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn. So I think it's a good story. You gotta beat your two friends to face your worst enemy.
Yeah. But I look at this bracket and I'm just like, what if they just kept it brand specific? Randy versus Cody and then Sammy versus Jay. Those are great stories right there.
No, I want Sammy versus Jay for the main event, though. I want the King of the Ring is going to be Sammy versus Jay, the finals.
I don't know how Sammy gets past Randy.
Roll up. Who cares?
They're queuing it up. They're queuing it up though because Cross has been in Sami Zayn's path the whole time.
Yeah, that promo. I hope we're talking about that. Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross.
You can talk about it right now because
okay. So, Sammy, you want to talk about getting real? Sami Zayn went fucking real on Karrion Kross, and Karrion Kross is saying, which wants to go, I hate that this is kayfabe, and I hate that it's true. He wants to go, I'm not the booker. Karrion Kross's eyes was saying, it's not my fault, you piece of shit.
It was crazy when Sami Zayn unloaded on Cross. It reminded me of when Adam Cole obliterated his character on NXT.
Yeah.
When he was like, he's like, they give you all these smoke and mirrors to make you look special. The only thing they make you look special is they ring the bell. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's it.
Yeah.
But Karrion Kross, he's just like, thank you. That's finally all this shit talking is getting me attention to get into the ring. I do think, I was never a Karrion Kross fan. I still don't like his in-ring wrestling. I wasn't like, I still don't get Karrion Kross, but the work he's done, the promos he's cut and everything that's been going on, he deserves some ring time.
Did you see his, he went off on someone's podcast during WrestleMania?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. He's like, if it's all about getting attention, here I am getting attention, put me on TV. He's like, he had a whole thing with Logan Paul. He's like, I don't hate Logan Paul because he has the spot or he got the attention. I hate that I am also doing that and not getting the attention.
And Logan Paul's going to be out, I think, for a little bit. He was injured, I heard.
Well, who knows?
So Taquan here has Sami Zayn winning the tournament. It's possible. You can go so many ways with who wins this. You can go Randy going for something. Cody can get back. Everybody in this Final Four has a viable main event shot.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Viable main. Could you imagine Sammy running the gambit and then winning a world title at SummerSlam?
Well, that's the thing WWE needs to choose. It's who's going to face Gunther? Which baby face is going to face Gunther? Jay or Sammy? And it's just who's the audience going to buy? If you take Jay out of that spot for Goldberg, and then you have to put him back into it, are the fans going to buy it?
Yeah, that's hard. I think Sammy is a great option for this because he's the ultimate underdog. He plays the underdog so well. Very unsuspecting, very great. That is his character, that's his core. And we've never really seen Sammy as a babyface champion. Well, we've seen him as a champion, but not at this high of a.
Everyone wants him to get that world title too,
which makes it great because we've been waiting for years to be he deserves a world championship. And also, what if, which would be crazy. So if we go on the premise that Sammy wins, what if he goes against Cena? Because there's a story there. He answered the United States Open Challenge. He separated his shoulder and almost beat Cena. It's an
I
easy
do. I
story to
remember
tell.
the U.S. title challenge.
Open Challenge, yeah.
Yeah,
That was his main roster debut.
it
Bret
was.
Hart
He hurt his
introduced
shoulder.
him. He separated his shoulder before getting into the freaking ring and put on a crazy match and almost beat him.
Yeah.
Like that's a great story right there. It'd be
Full
pretty
circle.
wild.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would be. Here's the thing. I want Sammy. I would love to see Sami Zayn
Hmm.
in the main event of SummerSlam live against Gunther or Cena. Like,
Yeah.
yes, sign me the fuck up, 100%.
Absolutely.
But I think the company still wants Jay to be over,
He's
and
still
but
selling.
he is exactly. So they want him to be back. It's like if they didn't take the championship from him, and like Gunther was that extra person, and he won and faces Jay, it's whatever. Like
Yeah.
you just completely cut off Jay's momentum at the neck by having a Goldberg Sideberg.
Yeah.
It's just like you can't just pick you up where you left off. It's like you already killed him.
Yeah.
So
It- I know. It's a rough one. I don't know what they're going to do, but we're definitely going to see what happens with that. So on to the other part of the bracket, the Queen of the Ring tournament. We have our final four here. Roxanne Perez will be going from Raw. Will be facing Jade Cargill from SmackDown. Alexa Bliss from SmackDown will be facing Asuka from Raw. Who Asuka looked fantastic, and if you watch that Fatal Four Way,
yep.
her and Stephanie McCare need to just go one on one.
Stephanie Vaquera needs to go one-on-one with fucking everybody. I love this.
Just the
That's
one,
it.
just one. Yeah,
That's it.
all.
One.
I'm La Primera. I'm
She's
the
like,
one.
I'm gonna fucking kill her. All right, just give me the one.
I don't know if you saw the camera shot where she was eyeing Asuka. I was when Asuka was getting into the ring. I was like, oh yeah,
She wants
because
it.
yeah, because Stephanie McCare has history in Japan. Like she did wrestle in Asia and Japan,
Yeah.
so she knows the style. And you can see when Ivy and Raquel cleared out, they had a great back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this will be really fun. Like, I would love them to be in the IC title scene if they don't go all the way with this. You know, Asuka.
The women's division, I'll say it again, is the most interesting thing going on in wrestling right now, specifically in
Absolutely.
WWE. Like the women's division is very deep, it's very good, and a lot of their big name players have come back to really set up and establish these new NXT crop, like a Roxanne Perez, like a Stephanie Vercare, and maybe
Julia too.
Julia, we'll see, but yeah, like she is also there among with everyone else you have. So the women's division has a lot of options right now, and a lot of people being built with a lot of your built people coming back at the same time.
Yeah, that's right. Like you're getting a lot of your core vets coming back at a time when you kind of need them to kind of guide the ship.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what Bailey and Becky's promo is about.
Mm-hmm. And it's great. And I don't know who wins. Like I would love to see Jade because they've been pushing Jade for a while. They could shove Roxanne to the moon. Bliss hasn't had anything substantial, and Asuka's always dangerous to do something.
I don't know. And I think the only one I'd be upset by is Alexa Bliss. Her character is doing nothing for me.
They're like
I
so.
like that she's going over and there might do something, but
Yeah, it's a matter of what do they want to do because there's obviously something with her and Charlotte, which
yes,
they've kind of keyed at. She's deliberately on SmackDown with the Wyatt Six, so there's something there too.
wouldn't it? To me, it's just like, are you spooky or aren't you? Like, just commit. Just commit to the gimmick. I feel like she's not committing to the gimmick. And it's just she's just half in, half out. It's like if you want to be spooky, be spooky. If you want to be like normal Alexa, like you tried to do last time, be normal Alexa. But like stop carrying the doll around if you're not spooky. Or if you're just middle ground.
I do like the doll because it's part of her. She's never not going to have that doll around at this point. Especially with obviously Brace passing and stuff.
Right.
And Saquon in our comments made a good point. Naomi has the briefcase, so Jade going to SummerSlam,
Yeah,
potentially beating Tiffany or whoever for the women's world title or the WWE Women's Championship, and Naomi ruining that is perfect.
Yeah, Naomi if the SummerSlam women's title match is just built to make Naomi the champion, I'm about it. I'm
Listen,
about it, dude.
since they've
She
allowed
needs that title fucking immediately. She needs
since
it
they allowed
yesterday.
her to turn heel, she's been phenomenal.
Oh, she's cutting crazy promos. Her Twitter game is fucking strong. She just loves tweeting about Big Jim, just,
Yeah,
husband
about
stuff.
Big Jim and just anything. Anytime she can, she'll take a shot at Jade.
He's like, take it.
Anytime.
He literally, she said, she told her husband to give her back shots on Twitter.
Listen, I love how she immediately stopped What Chance
Yep.
during her promo.
Yep.
And Ron Killings did the same thing.
Yep.
And the fans immediately just oh god. Like they both stopped. So even if you see like Tiffy's face when she yelled at the crowd, he was like, "Oh, you can do that." So it's cool. Like I feel like whoever wins this and whoever goes on, this is going to be the Naomi. Like I feel like Naomi gets the title at SummerSlam.
I would love that.
Yeah,
I think it's a perfect time. Like Naomi has reached her full potential in that character, and she just needs to let it ride.
yeah. The caution tape, the new music,
Yep.
everything's great for
Just
Naomi.
knew what she needs. She needs a prop. Her character needs a prop.
Yeah, and that briefcase is a perfect prop. And the caution tape, the whole caution design, even her caution tape design for Money in the Bank, I was like, this is beautiful. This is
Yeah.
perfect. This is whoever wins this doesn't matter. I think it's the Naomi show.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, in that case, yeah, Cargill. No, I guess I have to go with Cargill.
Yeah, I think Cargill, and we'll figure it out if Cargill gets past Roxanne. I mean, Roxanne may be getting a really, really big spotlight in the next 3 to 4 months because Liv Morgan's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, in a complete freak accident. That's all it was a freak accident. She dislocated her shoulder, taking a drop toe hold. Like one of the most basic of like chain wrestling moves.
You learned that day one, I think.
Or somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, because even Corey Graves is like, this is normal for a wrestler to do. She was just protecting herself. Corey Graves is just like seeing the internet, being ready to yell at Kyrie for injuring someone else. He's just like, no. This is a freak accident.
Yeah, it was literally a freak accident because she like rolled out the ring and like went to the corner and things like that. Like she
shook
she
her
did what she was
head.
supposed to. Yeah. It's one of those things like the Kyrie thing with Zoe Stark, you can say, okay, Kyrie missed her spot. And that was an accident.
That was a preventable accident.
That was a preventable accident. There's nothing you could have done. Everybody in that moment did everything they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
It just happened. And you can see it on the replay, the dislocation. So this is, to be specific, this is a dislocation, not a separation.
So it's not like one of those things you just kind of like just pop it back in.
Well, you have to at some point because it's out of the location. So dislocation.
Right. So she's saying she's gonna be out 3 to 4 months. I'm like, really?
Separation would be worse.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like Sammy separated his shoulder. It was like it broke pretty much.
Yeah, it was out of a socket. Yeah,
this is a dislocation.
So this is not as bad.
It's not like
medically
surgery,
speaking.
right?
No, it's probably going to be in a sling for a while. Got to do rehab, range of motion. So depending on if there's any significant ligament damage, which there probably may or may not be, but like it's gonna suck.
She just needs to check off a few boxes. Then okay.
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna suck. It sucks even more because you had Liv Morgan last year was the MVP of women's wrestling in WWE, and she was close to that again right now. She is in multiple storylines. She had the solo storyline with Nikki Bella. She has a Judgment Day storyline with Roxanne and everything going on in Judgment Day.
Yep.
She opened up Raw. Like she's never opened up Raw. Like she was on the way to be having a great second half of the year. And the Nikki Bella thing, I think, was going to be kind of her magnum opus for the summer.
Yep.
And now that's all in limbo.
Yep.
It's all in limbo.
Yeah, Liv Morgan has reached a point where she doesn't need a title, right? She is the attraction. She is someone people come to see. 100%. And she is involved in a lot of things, and she is at that top where it's like, yeah, like a title she doesn't need a title to be relevant and over in this business right now. Whereas you can make the argument, Naomi needs a title to kind of elevate her. Liv
Oh
doesn't.
yeah,
Liv is already there. Like when Liv lost her title, she didn't step down from her place. She just stayed there.
yeah.
So, which is rare for
Hmm.
certain, like for a lot of people, especially like if it's a first major title like that.
Yeah. You know, she
So,
won the crown jewel. You know, she's the first ever women's crown jewel champion, and things like that. So, and like she was gonna have a great thing with Nikki, and rumor has it potentially Brie Bella, and maybe a tag team title match or something like that. So who knows what's gonna happen there?
yeah.
Um, and it just kind of sucks. She's out for the summer. She'll be back sometime in the fall, presumably.
What would you do, Ricky, with the belts, tag belts?
There's a lot of ways you can go with this. You can pull a Naomi, Jade, and Bianca, and have Roxanne sub in,
I was just gonna say, yeah, just give it to Roxanne.
and have Roxanne sub in, especially if you're not going to make Roxanne Queen of the Ring.
Like you can
Um,
be like the Bellas can be like, find a partner, and
yeah,
then she takes Roxanne,
yeah.
and they
Well,
mark, and they win, and they
Bree's
win.
also not confirmed yet.
Right, but I'm
Apparently,
saying that's what they
yeah,
could. That's something they could do.
yeah. You could do that. You can just kind of keep the tag titles just by the wayside like they've been for a while. The only person who really cares about the tag titles still a lot is Bailey, as she said in her promo. um, you know, which I get
Liv Morgan.
because
Liv Morgan's like, I'm a 4-time tag team champion. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, that means nothing.
yeah. um,
I was the run up to the Royal Rumble 3 times.
you know, but I think the more interesting story, which has been circulating the interwebs, which I saw, is that you can literally have history repeat itself in such a weird karmic way when remember when Rhea got legitimately injured with her like separated shoulder?
Yeah,
What happened to Rhea and Dom's relationship? Liv
yeah.
moseyed her
Liv
way
moved.
in.
Yeah, Liv came in.
Now Liv is injured for
Yep.
several
And
months.
here comes Roxanne.
Roxanne can do the same
Fucking
thing.
Pete Davidson, baby.
Yeah, it can literally be the same story, just with a different woman. And I think that's very intriguing.
Yeah,
I
100%.
like I like the disillusion, which then would lead to Liv and Liv and Rhea being like, "Are we dating the same guy?" type situation. You know, like enemy is my enemies. Um, which then could lead because we can branch off of that. If Liv and Rhea become like buddies again, then you have Raquel as kind of the outlier. Now Raquel hates Rhea for taking Liv away from her, and then you finally get Raquel and Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
That whole all those branches could lead you all
Yeah,
the
it's
way
all
to
there.
next year.
Yeah, it all
It can lead you all the way
circles
to
around.
next year, and it's
100%.
easy, you know. And I think that helps out everybody. I mean, Liv's a blow because Evolution was going to be a great show for her.
Yeah, she
So,
would have been one of the main events.
hmm
100%.
so I don't know what you do. I mean, I wish her the best. Like it's a shitty injury. Like you can see the injury on replay. Like you can see where the shoulder separates
Yeah.
or dislocates. Sorry, not separates. It dislocates.
Yeah, she looked
Um,
pissed.
well, yeah, she rolled out in pain. Like she's like, I
Yeah.
can't take a move. Yeah, I'd be pissed too because she probably knew what was coming down the pipe for her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she
Yeah,
sees the writing on the wall. She knows the
yeah,
booking.
yeah. So, but you know, she's stuck right now, but she'll come back and she'll be fine. I can guarantee she'll come back and she'll be fine. It's a matter of how do you build her coming back. And now that she's gone, also, does Finn actually finally take control of a dissolution of the Judgment Day?
I love what Finn Balor's doing.
He's just being a maniacal asshole.
Yeah, he's just like, Dom's just like, actually, Finn, I think you should stay back. He looks him dead in the eye and just goes,
Yeah.
yeah, no, you're right. I will. And he's just like, I'm just going to, it's brilliant though, because what does he immediately do? He takes control.
Mm-hmm.
He takes control backstage. And if Dom complains, Finn's just like, boss, I'm doing what you told me to do.
Exactly.
So it's so smart in how it's being written and how they're doing it. And you know the turn is coming, you know the betrayal is coming, but who and to who?
Yeah, just a matter of when is it going to happen.
Who's turning on who? Like I could see
Yeah.
Dom turning on Finn.
Yeah. It's just a matter of when.
Finn's
Just
the
a
obvious
matter.
choice, but I could still see Dom doing it as a swerve.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to turn Dom face too, because he's almost a face.
Almost, yeah. It's crazy how much they've gotten out of the Judgment Day faction in all of its iterations.
I mean, with Liv gone too, Dom is a huge face.
Yeah, that's also true. With Liv gone, Dom is a massive, massive face. Oh, that's a great point. Taquan says this reminds you of how Alexa versus Trish was booked for the first Evolution until Alexa got injured.
Wow.
That's true. It
I
was supposed
forgot
to be
about
Alexa
that.
versus Trish, and when they put Trish in like a tag team opener,
Damn.
it was Trish and Lita in the tag team opener. They had to pivot.
Right. I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. Alexa versus Trish would have been amazing. Absolutely amazing. I might have to go watch Evolution again, especially for that last one standing between Becky and Charlotte.
Great match.
But yeah, absolutely fantastic match there. So who knows what's going to happen with Liv and the Judgment Day and all of that storyline, because this is a big blow to Evolution too, but we'll see what happens. But on that same weekend, apparently, Billiam is back for one last ride, baby. Bill Goldberg in the worst kept secret. Gunther beats
I
Jay.
love how Gunther is just like, who do I got next? The crowd goes, Goldberg. And he's like, no, not that one. Who else? Seth Rollins. Damn it. It's like Gunther, if you know it's like obvious, don't ask a stupid question when the answer's obvious.
he doesn't know how to like cover the obvious. Like, so remember when Goldberg first debuted after Mania 19 and the crowd was chanting Goldberg and The Rock was like, "You guys know, I didn't know you guys knew my accountant Ira Goldberg." Like you just gotta swerve it even if it's obvious.
Yeah, you just gotta work with it.
Yeah.
I mean, he did a good job. He did his best job. He has asked a stupid question.
Yeah, he did what he had to do. I mean, this is WWE ending a storyline. Goldberg wants to retire on his own terms. It's in Atlanta, where Goldberg's from, or where Goldberg played football at. And honest, this is just gonna do numbers because it's freaking Goldberg in Atlanta.
Yep.
That's what it is. This is going to do numbers. I don't think anybody and their mother, especially when you saw him walk out, thinks Goldberg's gonna win this match.
Nope.
You know. It's here to make Gunther look strong, and it's going to be another notch on Gunther's Hall of Fame legacy. He's going to be the guy in the history of wrestling to finally retire Goldberg.
Oh, thank God.
You know,
man's 58 years old.
Yeah, his son's about to be playing at the University of Colorado, so let him chill out. This is they queued this up when they were in Atlanta for Bad Blood in October. It's just a matter of time, and this is going to happen. And I know Mance was pissed. I know Mance was pissed.
Wow. Jeez,
yeah,
Quan.
Yeah, that's the Quan for you. Yeah, I know Mance was pissed about this. But hey, listen, if Goldberg can jackhammer Gunther once, it'll be worth the price of admission. That's all we need is one jackhammer, one spear.
Dude, Gunther tweeted, I can spare 3 minutes. Perfect.
Someone put online about Goldberg. They said someone put Goldberg in the speed division. Hear me out. Because they're only 3-minute matches. It would work perfectly for his moveset.
I mean, yeah, he'd be the greatest speed champion of all time.
It'd be amazing. I mean, it was cool to hear his music again. Like Goldberg has one of the best music things ever. One of the craziest entrances ever. Like it's Goldberg. Let him have this. Let him retire on his own. So I really hope his son Gage gets involved so Gunther can just slap the crap out of him.
Yeah. Good old Gage. He's huge.
He's a D1 football player now.
Yeah. Christ.
Yeah. He's gonna be playing with Deion Sanders in Colorado. So
dude, your coach is Deion and your dad is Goldberg. What kind of life do you live?
In Atlanta, when Goldberg was in Atlanta, so was Deion playing for the Falcons. They know each other.
Yeah, I know.
Like
crazy.
Do you understand how easy of a recruiting tool that is?
Yeah.
Hey, Bill, I heard your son wants to play football. You want to play from?
Hey, Bill, I want to coach your son if you don't mind.
Exactly. Bet you Gage wasn't even involved.
And guess what? He can make money now. So
exactly. You don't have to fund him anymore. So
hey, Bill, do you want to all make money?
I bet you Goldberg becomes like a sideline coach with Dion. The most
Dude,
intimidating.
dude, Bill Goldberg with like the hat and the clipboard is all I need to see.
He gets his own special entrance for every home game.
It's like Dion goes over. He's like, Bill, throw the red flag for me.
Every time he gets mad at a ref, you're
He
next.
just spears the ref.
My God, Colorado will be a national powerhouse. Holy shit.
Dude, I'd watch all those games. Goldberg's on the sidelines with Deion Sanders. Okay. That's a sitcom we all need, dude.
So good. Oh my God, Coach Prime and Goldberg. What a recruiting tool. What an absolute great recruiting tool. So Goldberg's back. And I mean, WWE a lot this week was all about storytelling and long-term things and things that which is kind of what I like about the Triple H version of WWE and the way he's booking and telling stories is that he understands that his core fans aren't stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that we're not that stupid when it comes to stories. So he understands that there's a lot of real life dynamics that he can put into the story, especially with what a great photo with Becky.
I love this photo.
And Bailey.
Bailey looks great.
Bailey looks like the biggest douche you could ever. It's a great heel look, to be completely honest with you. But there's a lot of stories here. Like Bailey and Becky aren't close in real life. It's very obvious. You know, in terms of the four horsewomen, if you had to divide them, it was always Bailey and Sasha and Becky and Charlotte, you know.
Yeah.
And they were the two friend groups that got together and formed this whole thing. So they're not necessarily close. I think we've said it before. This is a feud or them fighting each other, Bailey and Becky, never really occurred. It's never one of the big.
Think of any feuds or matches these two have had each other, even going back to NXT.
Yeah, it's never really been, of all the matchups, you never really see Bailey and Becky, which is interesting, because I feel like they could put on a really good match.
Dude, here's the thing: Last Kicker versus Hugger Bailey would have been the worst feud fucking ever. So,
yeah, but now you have the man versus grown-up Bailey.
That's what I mean. You have the man versus fucking 30 and single Bailey.
Yeah. Yeah,
great.
So
awesome.
it's going to be good, and I like the duality of the story where Becky was like, "Listen, I learned that I just need to look out for myself, and that's how I got to the top." And Bailey was like, "Well, I looked out for everybody else, and I still have as much accolades as you." It's a clash of mentalities and a clash of styles.
Yeah, it's a clash of how I got to the top.
Yeah,
which is the better way, or I don't know.
There isn't really a
work.
There isn't really a better way.
Either of them.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this at all. It's just a matter of it's a great story to tell.
Yeah,
like
it works very well.
You have the selfish person who did anything they can to get to the top, and there's probably some legitimacy to that.
And Becky's right. That she's like, why the fuck would I care about these fans? They were cheering for me to retire when I was injured. Like,
yeah,
these people turned on me. It's like, yeah, so fuck them.
Yeah.
Again, another heel promo. I'm like, where's the lie?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the lie?
There's some truth to it. Like, how do you get to the top by being a generous person? Oftentimes, no, you have to be a little bit selfish.
Like, it is kind of crazy how an on-screen character going after the internet marks makes you a heel.
Yeah, it is kind of nuts, but like I love this whole thing, and this IC title match is going to happen on Raw because Nick Aldis was like, "Screw it, we're just going to do it," because Adam Pearce is on vacation. But I hope this drags out. I honestly hope this is SummerSlam too.
Oh yeah, agreed. This is next Monday, so
something's going to happen. This isn't going to be a clean finish at all. It's not going to be clean whatsoever. I mean, unfortunately, there's so many roadblocks in the SummerSlam. Like, this could happen. This blow up could happen at Evolution. Great place to have it. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it could happen at SummerSlam. Even better place to have it. Bigger eyes. It's just a matter of where do you want this feud to end? Because this is a great feud for the summer.
100%.
Absolutely brilliant feud for the summer. And so, like, how do you play this? This is going to elevate, you know, the IC title feud. Then you have Lyra, you know, kind of at play still. She's like, I'm going to do what's best for me. which Lyra could also turn at any point because now she feels kind of screwed over. There's a lot of meat there, and then even if this doesn't go, there's like we said, there are so many other women on the Raw roster that could go for this.
Yeah,
You
dude,
know,
that promo backstage where Lyra's like, "Oh, I guess you're just gonna hop the line, I guess," and Bailey's just like,
yeah,
"Yeah, I know out there I said like I'm doing everything to teach you guys and bring you up, but
mhm,
yeah, I just big kidded you.
yeah.
Fuck off."
Yeah, it's a crazy thing to really look at because I can see like Bailey does a lot of stuff for people in the background in the locker room,
Absolutely,
and
locker room leader for sure.
very big locker room leader, very great person. Everybody has
Becky
nobody has
probably
really.
is not. Becky probably likes her
Becky's
privacy.
probably is not, but Becky, especially during her NXT run, she specifically helped Lyra a lot.
Yeah,
But I see Becky as somebody, especially in character, and maybe she does a lot of her helping and teaching in the ring.
maybe.
There,
Yeah,
there's a strong chance that Becky just has a run with this IC title and just goes and just runs
works with
through the
everybody. Yeah.
works with everybody, and a lot of those women will win in a loss by just being able to hang with Becky. There's some
Yeah, you learn how to wrestle. You learn
exactly.
you learn you know what it is? You learn how to work with a top tier talent.
Yeah.
You learn how to work with the main eventer
Hmm.
on
You know,
TV.
and that's a
Like,
positive thing for having somebody who's a former main event, former WrestleMania headliner with your women's secondary title.
well, that's why I liked Becky Lynch in the WrestleMania press conference. They asked, "Are you full time?" Becky's like, "Oh yeah, I'm full time. If you're gonna go, you go hard." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah."
Yeah.
And I think that is the mentality she has too. It's like, okay, leave me alone outside the ring, privacy, but inside the ring,
Let's
let's go.
go.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go. All right, I'll teach you a thing or two.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I'm very intrigued by this. I am so intrigued by where this can go because this they can easily put on in the next 6 weeks 3 classic matches for the summer and be
Easily.
like feud of a year
Easily.
easily. Um, and I do think in real life, this is me presuming here. I do feel like there is like Becky always said, I wasn't going to come back until there was an intriguing storyline for me, and
Mhm.
maybe this is the storyline.
Well, yeah, Lyra to Bailey to who knows? I mean, I'm sure Triple H talks to her probably like
Because it's one of those things like
what they're thinking.
when it came out that they were scratching Bailey for Becky,
Yeah.
and Bailey went on Chris Van Vliet and she was clearly visibly upset that she lost that spot. There had to be something bigger at play. You would hope.
Yeah.
And
Maybe.
if this is the bigger thing at play, then kudos to everybody.
You tell Bailey, listen, Bailey, we're taking you out of WrestleMania, but we're giving you a feud with Becky at Evolution. And Bailey's like, Eva, what? All right, fine.
So it could be one of those really like crazy things that occur. So with that, but even more ones, a women heavy segment towards the end of this show. But we finally got
And
a
the most
name.
interesting thing in wrestling. I mean,
Yeah, we
they earned
finally
the
got
screen
a.
time for
They
sure.
did. They did. We finally got a name for Mariah May. She is now going to be known as Blake Monroe. She's signing her NXT contract tonight as we speak, because NXT just started actually. So what do we think of a name change?
Good for her. I don't care, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like, I understand why WWE likes to own their intellectual property. But like, was this person is Mariah May well known enough to like use her real name? Is it a big enough value add to the company to use her own name? Is her brand big enough to bring WWE extra income or whatever? Or
I
is it
would
better
say
off
not, Chad.
right? Or is it better off just making a brand new thing from scratch?
Yeah, I mean the way that they've been promoting her, they're giving her very much so. She has the way that WWE is like kind of positioning her in the very brief time. They're giving her very Sabrina Carpenter like moments.
Oh, I'm seeing Marilyn Monroe, but yeah, Sabrina Carpenter definitely more accurate.
Yeah,
More modern, I should say.
yeah, more modern. I don't see Marilyn Monroe just yet, but I do see very much like Sabrina Carpenter kind of vibes.
Just the dress, dude. Just the dress and the hair. This reminds me of
Yeah, I
the
mean,
old Marilyn.
yeah, like she's a stunning woman.
You seen a
Like,
picture of RFK Jr. in the back, just lurking.
and I mean, and we already know she can go. We already know she can hold a great feud with fucking Tony Storm for
Not me. I
over a
don't know shit
year.
about her.
Oh, her feud with Tony Storm was fantastic.
So I've heard. So
They did. I think I forgot which. pay-per-view it was for AEW, but they had what was known as the Hollywood ending, and that's the last time you saw her. So, like from AEW standpoint, great way to write her off.
No, I'm not gonna
You
lie
know,
though. A little bit of a sideberg, but like
yeah.
this idea is true for anyone who comes from AEW. I like not knowing who these people are. Like I like that I am just now being introduced to Stephanie Vaquer and I know nothing about her. To me, that makes her so much more interesting because of
Mhm.
how they are pushing her. It's like, okay, what exactly am I supposed to be getting here? And then once you see the fucking whatever this she has
Devil's
with her
kiss,
legs,
devil's
yeah,
kiss,
that
devil's
devil's
kiss.
kiss. It's like, oh, I get it. I get it. So it's like what not knowing anything about Mariah May, it's just like it's a little different from the other side. Whereas like the old NXT call-ups, oh, we knew Bailey. We know Hugger Bailey. You don't know
Yeah.
shit about Hugger Bailey. But it turns out, wow, Vince also doesn't know who Hugger Bailey is.
Yeah, not a clue.
So it's just interesting being on the other side of that, seeing these women come up and having no idea who they are.
I will tell you this from my time of watching Mariah May in AEW, she's a hell of a heel.
Mm,
She plays the like the hot bitch real well. Like she had a match, I think, with Tony at All In Wembley. She slapped her mother in the front row,
nice.
like full palm slapped her own mother in the front row. Like she plays heel extremely well. So I'm interested to see how she is. If they're going, you're automatically going to come in as a face if you're coming from AEW.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, you're automatically coming as a face. So I'm going to be interested to see if she goes face or if they just turn her heel really quickly. She's got all the time in the world. She's really young. She did, like I said, she did wonders in AEW, and unfortunately, her dream has always been WWE. And like we've said last week, that's something that until AEW gets a little bit more established, it's gonna be par for the course for some people. Um, but more power to her. I want to see what they do with Blake Monroe. The NXT division is crazy. Your favorite boy Top Dollar is wrestling on NXT tonight.
Fucking Top Dollar.
I'm so happy for him. He found his way back.
dude. So we were me and my friend at work who also she only watches AEW, but
Okay.
I was telling her how we're going to Slammiversary, and I was gutting. We were gotten to stories about WrestleCon, and I was gonna tell her the story about Top Dollar's contract, but I couldn't remember his name. I had AJ Francis in my head, but like,
it is AJ Francis.
I know, but I couldn't remember his ring name. It's like, there's no way Brittany's gonna know who and Francis is.
Yeah.
So I was like, I couldn't remember his fucking name, Top Dollar, so I couldn't tell the story.
Nada. I love Top Dollar.
Fucking Christ.
It was so good. Yeah. It's a shame now, even though we're at the outro, we're almost done for the week right now. So Raw announced that they're going to do like the SummerSlam kickoff at Fanatics Fest this week, and I was like, son of a bitch.
I know.
I was like, Punk and Cena are going to be like, you dirty bastard. And then the next
people are going to be there.
And then the next week
is big this year.
Yeah, and the next day on Sunday is Canelo and whoever the other guy
whoever
is.
the other guy is. Canelo. Yeah. Also Canelo.
Like they're doing that presser too. I was like, you guys are nuts.
Didn't they do Jake and Tyson at their
They did Jake Paul and Tyson last year, yeah.
So like fucking Jay-Z had a private party while we were there.
He recreated the 40-40 in the middle of Javits.
Yeah. It was weird as hell. Like what is going on up there?
I'm almost to the point where I'm like, I will buy a Saturday ticket just to go to this freaking SummerSlam kickoff between Punk and Cena. Which makes me believe that Punk and Cena are happening at SummerSlam.
Yeah. I mean, it is really cool, but you know what? If they do the Javits Center every year, it's something I'd go to like every 3 years.
Okay.
Like, how different could it be from last year?
I don't know. The first year was like the Virgining run. I think so. I believe that if I saw it correctly, like LeBron James like show the barbershop that he had on HBO for a while. Apparently they're like creating the barbershop and doing a show that weekend.
Nice. Playing Paul Heyman had the show.
Yeah.
They for that being their first year, they fucking knocked it out of the park. I had zero issues, zero complaints.
There were so many top level sports podcasts that they did live that
Yeah.
weekend. I was like, that's insane.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, let's just take all of good internet media that we can get and
Put
just
them all
put
in
it
one
here.
place. Yeah.
And the people who aren't here, they'll get to put it on the internet, and then everyone can see it.
Yeah.
So it's like you get to see a third of the events for free, just through media.
It's great.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm very intrigued by Fanatics Fest, but we'll see what happens. I do get paid this weekend too, so it's also intriguing for me as well. Like, I might do this. Even though I just did buy Comic-Con tickets last on Sunday. So
we'll dude, I still gotta go to Comic-Con.
Yeah, all the VIP and 4-day passes. You can only buy single day.
Makes sense. Is it? Oh, how many days is a Comic-Con?
4 days.
4 days. It's like
Thursday, Fridays, Thursday to Sunday. Yep.
Damn, that's a very sweet deal, man.
Yeah, there's nobody announced yet as like special guest appearances, but if they do, I'll let you know. I know like single day passes, or no, well, the general on sale happens in like a week on the 25th.
Comic-Con is something everyone should do once.
Absolutely.
At least once.
If like, you do end up going,
unless you just literally just have no interest in comics or pop like movies,
you don't like pop culture. Yeah,
like I would say, Jazz does not need to go to Comic-Con. It would be totally fine if she never went to Comic-Con.
If you do end up going this year, let me know because I'll probably have the whole place wired by like day 3.
Probably not this year.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Hey, welcome back, friends. We're almost done with the show. But yeah, you know, if there's someone that intrigues you and stuff, let me know. I mean, there's even sports memorabilia there. So
yeah, absolutely. Comic-Con is just more like pop culture. It's like all pop culture.
It's crazy pop culture. It's crazy. You would love they literally have like a Star Wars section every year.
The problem is I'm not going to Comic-Con without a budget. That's my problem.
You need a budget for Comic-Con.
I need a budget. For Comic-Con, and I'm just my budget is full right now.
Yeah, it's hard for you to walk around Comic-Con and just look at stuff and not want to buy something.
Yeah, dude, I went to fucking like that Boston thing, which was like maybe a tenth of what Comic-Con is. I bought a Keyblade. I bought like a pink flute from Lord of the Rings. I bought shit. All right, I bought a lot of shit. I almost bought a samurai sword.
Yeah, the best thing about Comic-Con actually is the panels that you can sit in on.
Yeah, the panels are also really cool.
Panels are awesome.
Yeah.
Panels are absolutely awesome. We can talk about all of that on the post show, which is going to be a really crazy video of nothing. Well, not on the post show, but I mean like the outro video, I think got deleted by accident. So we'll fix that later. But we can talk about all that on the post show and I'll tell you some interesting Comic-Con stuff and all that fun stuff. But until then, folks, what is this? Wait, French, you met... What's up?
411.
We're at 411, yeah. It's Dingo and the Doofus, I believe we're going to call it.
Dingo and the Doofus.
Dingo and the Doofus.
I swear to God, dude, we might have called an episode that before.
I don't remember.
We've definitely done the Dingo and the Baby bit before.
We did do Dingo and the Baby before.
So maybe we said he meant Dingo and the Baby then.
Jose Canseco baseball cards.
See? Amazing. Jose Canseco is pop culture for so many reasons.
That's very true. That's very, very true. Anywho, folks, let's get the hell out and go to the post show. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 411, Dingo and the Doofus. I've been your host, King Ricky Rose. You can find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets, BIGZ Ambassador Biggs. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR_podcast across all social media platforms. Like, share, subscribe. Leave us a 5-star review. Buy some of our fantastic merch. Not this one, though, but maybe soon. But all the rest of our merch is going to be in the description below, including our Pride line of merchandise, where all the proceeds will be going to the Trans Lifeline. If you're listening to us, make sure you're listening to us on Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast, and follow Wrestle Addict Radio socials at addict_wrestle on Twitter and at Wrestle Addict Radio, all one word, everywhere else. The links to all of that, again, are in the description of this show below. Lil Tarashot.
Oh, yes, I am. In case you couldn't tell, I'm the Doofus, and I wear that badge proudly. I am a professional doof. but a really good doofus. It's Willie T. T as in Thomas. ARASH. UK Yankees are down 3-0, and I might throw my computer out the goddamn window.
Let's not do that.
No, I need this computer. I need both of them. So
Yeah, you do.
what are you
I'm
gonna
in.
do?
I'm in the line for a new laptop at this point. My laptop just shit the bricks last weekend. Anyway, folks, when we come back next week, it's all going to be about Night of Champions, King and Queen of the Ring, and maybe AEW consolidates another title because that would be great and enjoyable for everybody involved. So until next week, folks, goodbye, good night. We'll see you soon, and hopefully we can consolidate Slack one day. Maybe we'll bring Slack on for like All In preview or something like that.
That'd be cool.
Something like we'll figure it out. I don't know. Maybe we'll bring him for All Out or something. Maybe we'll do Frets and Slack for All Out.
Ooh.
Something like that. But they're not going to be anywhere near this right now because they're going to be All Out. But more importantly, just for you, Slack, because fuck you, Slack. Yeah. We'll see you soon. Yeah, I got to put that thing back in there, man. Damn it.
Jose Canseco.
I'll fix that.
God damn it.
What's up?
Fred's got Jose Canseco.
Good old Jose. Yeah. Comic Con's nuts. So like last year, there's just a couple of panels. Like, so my first Comic Con I went to, I might have told you the story or not. The first Comic Con I went to, they had a panel. So there's panels are either like open panels where it's like first come, first serve, or you have to reserve a spot in the panel.
Mhm.
So usually the bigger panels you have to do, reserving in advance. Like last year, I went to a DC panel and saw like James Gunn and Sean Gunn and David Harbour and all of them.
Mhm.
I went to like another reserved panel I went to was the SpongeBob panel.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Obviously.
Well, they did a reading. They did a live reading of a classic show.
That's
which was
cool.
And I went to like a Futurama panel, which was also really fucking funny. So and so some of these you have to reserve for the other ones that are like open panels where like it's on a schedule. Like if you have the time, you go. So like for instance, my first year, there was a panel, an open panel, like first come first serve for Kid Cudi,
Hmm.
and people were like, "What the fuck is Kid
What's
Cudi
Kid Cudi doing here?
Yeah, and I don't think the organizers of Comic Con that year knew how big Kid Cudi was because we packed out the room. Like I was sitting next to a guy who was a like elderly gentleman who's a Trekkie, like in Star Trek garb, the whole thing. And he was like, "What?" I was like, "What are you doing here?" I struck up a conversation with the guy. He's like, "Well, Kid Cudi has a partnership with the Star Trek franchise." And he's like, "And I don't know who Kid Cudi is, so I came to see what he's all about."
Amazing.
Yeah, I was like, "This is freaking." I was like, "I can tell you everything about Kid Cudi."
You didn't Google Kid Cudi?
Yeah, but he was a cool, older gentleman. He was like just
Fair enough.
came to see what was up. So I
Who
told him
is
about
this Kid Cudi?
yeah, right. And Cuddy, what ended up happening is Cuddy came out with his own independent comic.
Right.
That's why
I knew this. Yeah.
he came out with an independent comic. He gave us all like a copy of the first episode of the first issue of it on the way out. And it was
good?
It was not bad. It's about because you know how Kid Cudi's like I'm the Moon Man and stuff. So it was about a guy on the moon and stuff like that. And it was pretty dope actually. But it was like he had like a live DJ. We were just spinning all of his hits like as we were waiting for the show to start. So it felt like a club.
Like a show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, a little pomp and circumstance to a bunch of nerds. Yeah, they'll eat it all up.
Mm-hmm. And which is funny because last year he was one of the reserved panels because they learned their lesson.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
They're like, oh, this guy's famous.
Yeah, it was like, oh, people know him.
Dude, like they're watching some of those guys watching the Today Tribe. They're like, what?
That's what I was.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, the panels are really cool. That's how I spend a lot of my time. Like if I'm walking around Jabs, I'm like, I don't want to do this walking where I'll go into a panel and like chill out and see what they talk about. Like,
yep. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you sit down and relax for a little bit.
Sit down with but some of the panels are really cool. Like my first year I went to a panel for Cyanide and Happiness. And they showed you how they make like an internet cartoon and how much money it cost them.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's also one of those things that you'll need to have money for because there's the announced guest that you can do like professional meet and greets, like what we would have done at like WrestleCon, or even not even WrestleCon, WWE World, Access and all that shit. And then there's people who are on the show floor who have their own booths.
Right.
Like for instance, that's how I met Zach the Power Ranger. He had his own booth on the floor. On the show floor. And I was just walking around, because sometimes you just walk around the show floor to see what the fuck is up. And I was like, oh wow, Zach the Power Ranger. And I like stopped my truck, like, what the fuck? Like you just and show like the entire original X-Men cartoon cast had their own booth last year. So you can get like you can take a picture of
all of the X-Men.
Most of them. You can get like the voice actor. You can like, take a picture of the voice actor of Wolverine.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and things like that. Like, you ever watch the cartoon The Boondocks?
I've seen an episode here and there. Yeah, it's a bizarre show. The grandpa, the guy who played the grandpa was a legendary actor.
Oh, I forgot his name. He was the father in the Wayans brothers.
Yeah, that's what it was. He died a few years ago.
He did die a few years ago.
Yeah, that guy.
I mean, the guy Gary Anthony Williams, who plays Uncle Ruckus, was on the show floor one year, just taking pictures with people. So like, you'll never know who you'll run into or just walk by, which like makes all the excitement of like Comic-Con. You're like, like there's so many people. And there's so many like random things you like get yourself into. Like Dexter had a booth, like the show Dexter. Because like
Dexter, so Dexter is part of Comic-Con.
Yeah, like the Showtime show Dexter. Yeah, like last year was like the 25th anniversary of SpongeBob, so they recreated Bikini Bottom. Yeah, so you can walk into Bikini Bottom.
Well, what's his name?
What?
Fuck, I just had a thought by law. Oh, Spaceballs 2.
Did you see the trailer for it?
Yeah, it's crazy. So that means Mel Brooks could be at Comic-Con.
Yeah, and Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement.
Rick Moranis must really need a paycheck.
I mean, Liam Neeson says they're doing Naked Gun remake.
Oh God!
Did you see the preview of the Naked Gun remake?
No. How can you, dude? Leslie Nielsen's Leslie Nielsen's dead.
Yeah, but that's why we're doing like he's gonna be like the son of Leslie Nielsen.
Liam Neeson?
It's funny. So there's a whole thing where it's like his entire force, and they're looking at the photos of all the old actors, like portraits of them. So he looks at Leslie Nielsen, he's like crying, like, oh my God, I miss you, Dad, or whatever. And then there's this one black guy who looks at the picture of OJ Simpson and looks at the camera like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, all right, at least I got the same humor. So
it works, it works.
This is true. Yeah, they haven't really announced anybody for Comic-Con except for like Critical Role, who is like Critical Role is like a group of people who podcast their D&D games, and they've been massivly popular for like 10 years.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, they're
podcast your D&D.
Yeah,
how did I never think of that?
They've been popular for years. They're like Critical Role is like a staple of Comic-Con. Like, they're really good. Yeah, it's the stupidest things that'll get you famous. Critical Role just found it earlier than anybody else. Yeah, dude. It's also really crazy at Comic-Con. So, like, there was one... Vox Machina is a what do you say? Vox Machina is the cartoon is based on Critical Role.
I don't know what most of those words mean.
Just ask the Quan. And it's
okay. Thanks, Quan.
So like I remember last year I was talking because I have a friend who's an artist at Comic-Con, so I was at his booth, and because me and my friend were supposed to go to like a panel for Marvel, and we totally missed it, and I was kind of pissed because then freaking Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox randomly showed up at the panel, just walked in. Like it's crazy stuff like that, and sometimes celebrities will walk in the main crowd and like in disguise, and no one will know.
Yeah, it's kind of, you never know. Like Mark Hamill could be dressed up as the Joker, and you'd have no idea.
You wouldn't have a clue, actually.
Doing the voice and everything, you just wouldn't know.
Yeah, the cosplays are great. There's always a couple of like asshole cosplays. Like there was one guy who dressed up as Jesus and held a sign that said, "Have you seen my father?"
Oh God! Amazing.
The best. All right. So you remember the guy that we met or that I introduced you guys to at Fanatics Fest? He dressed up as like Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So he's friends with the Subway Mania people.
Dude, the Subway Mania is hilarious.
So the Subway Mania people and him. So at Comic Con, you can do like meetups of like so you do like Marvel superhero meetup and you all like meet up in one section of Javits and take all these crazy pictures. So they organize like wrestling cosplay meetup.
Hell yeah.
It was so much fun. So you had all these wrestling cosplayers in one section, and someone bought a fucking portable stereo and a microphone, and we were replicating entrances.
That's hilarious. That's how you do it, man. Real fans. It's wrestling fans are the best fans. They're also the worst fans, but they're also the best fans.
Yeah. He says Vox Machina is an Amazon Prime show.
Oh no, I'm good, dude. I have to kill my Netflix list first. Dude, I watched the Cyberpunk Edge Runner anime on Netflix.
Oh, how was that?
Fucking incredible. It's a 9 out of 10. It's really, really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Amazon, have you watched Fallout yet?
Oh yeah, I love Fallout.
Okay.
Fallout was great. Season 2 in fucking New Vegas is going to be incredible.
They were big last year because it was right after Fallout came out, so all like the entire cast was at Comic Con.
Oh yeah, Walton Goggins became a nerd icon.
Pretty much as the Ghoul. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's a great actor. I didn't realize he was in Django. He was in Django Unchained.
He plays a lot of guys with southern draws.
Yeah, he's been around a long time.
Yeah, he's been around forever. He's also in Queen of the Ring, which I haven't watched yet.
I have not either.
It's the wrestling movie about Mildred Burke.
Ah.
Yeah. Niagara Comic Con does Harry Potter sorting bits like a couple of times a day. That's kind of awesome, actually.
Oh my god, dude! You know what popped up on my Instagram feed? Because God, I can't believe Niagara. It's Nigerian mud wrestling.
Wait, like the
it's a wrestling league. It's called like the MLW mud. It's like MWL, the mud wrestling league.
Isn't that the one like Mansoor and Mansoor were like sponsoring?
Maybe, I have no idea, but it's just like it's either in Kenya or Nigeria, but it's just mud wrestling, and it's the craziest thing on Instagram. It's wrestling a bunch of mud.
Nice.
And their ropes are actual rope. It's just like, honestly, it's a lot of fun.
That's great. But yeah, Comic Con is a crazy time, and all the food actually they partner with like local food trucks. So like the food is just aplenty. There. So yeah, if you ever show up at Comic Con, I'll let you know. Like, who was a big get last year that they got as a special guest? Oh, Josh Brolin showed up last year.
Really? Oh, good for him.
Well, he's a guest of honor, and they're also doing an anniversary of like I think last year was like the 25th anniversary of Starship Troopers, so the whole cast was there.
Cult classic. I've never seen it, but I know people it has a fan base.
Oh yeah,
a rabid fan base of Starship Troopers.
Yeah, the fucking guest list is crazy.
Yes, soft ground wrestling in Uganda. Thank you.
It's not mud wrestling. It's soft ground. Yeah, so that's the one that Mason Mansoor like partnered with when they got fired from WWE.
Dude, it's the greatest thing on Instagram. It's the best wrestling on Instagram. Their YouTube has like 300,000 subscribers.
I've heard they're really big.
It's remarkable.
Is this your new thing now?
It was for like a few days.
Fair enough.
Watch a bunch of it.
Fair enough. Sounds good. All right. I think it's time to get out of here. Correct. We would have been done before Kay had to go to do Love Island. So.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time. It's a soft show. So next week is probably going to be a little bit longer, depending on what happens in AEW. And at some point, I got to find a spot. I got to find some time to watch TNA because we have to build the Slammiversary.
I'm gonna go in raw.
You're gonna go in blind?
Yep, going blind.
All right.
I'm gonna raw dog TNA.
I feel like Slammiversary is gonna be a huge show now.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
Huge show. Trick's gonna go in as champion.
It's gonna be Top Dollar versus Dolph Ziggler main event.
The Hardys. I wouldn't be surprised if Styles shows up.
I would be shocked.
You never know. You never know with that TNA partnership now. So
you never know.
Anyway, folks, we're gonna get out of here, and we will see you guys next.